Hello everyone, Benjamin Cowenberg, www.consciousazine.net. So today we're going to be looking over my misspelled video. Okay, hold on. Hold your horses of the apocalypse. Okay. Do organic portals get do only? Yeah, I should have put the only there. Okay. Do only organic portals get demon infected? What about negative souled humans? And this is today's video. That's the title. So no, in my opinion, everyone can, even positive souled humans. We're just not going to go into that. Well, we are. It's at the end, actually. So organic portals are said to be sort of like empty vessels. These are people where they have a soul, but their soul is the Matrix's soul, if you will. It is the AI's ideas. It is the cross-horizontal surface virus ideas that I believe is sucking now straight from fourth dimensionality, and fourth dimension is where energy becomes tangential, emotionality, energy motionality. And I believe it's sitting right on the plenum, this surface virus, right on the fifth dimensional plenum, currently trying to work out how to cross the threshold, but it's a physical thing, so it's not yet figured it out. And let's hope it doesn't, because then it will be able to influence people from a higher dimensional state. Some people do believe it is the matrix itself, or 10th dimensional. I'm not too sure on that. I don't think it's crossed the threshold yet. We can discuss that we're going to discuss that in another video where I talk about demiurge and so on. But I call it a surface virus for now, and this indicates, the lower crude electrical light, which does not indicate the higher seventh dimensional light. So hence I say it has not crossed the threshold, and it is a surface virus. Okay, so organic portals, I've made many videos, but I've made a definition video, what can you consider an organic portal to be, and I just summarized it just then as a kind of empty vessel, that they are the horizontal, not spiritually vertical. They are horizontal matter or surface virus, and made up of other people's thoughts horizontally, whereas you can be spiritually vertical in your own light column, and then you're not just horizontally accreting information. You actually get a flow from your inside out. Vertical is the cross of spirit on matter. Matter is horizontal, and we say spirit is vertical. So the organic portal is like an empty vessel. Their soul is the one soul. They are one mind. They're not individuated. They're not individual. And this is the surface virus, which is part of people's ego, and it jumps from nervous system to nervous system horizontally on the surface. I have explained dimensions, but I'm not going to break it fully down here, but it's kind of like this. You have your 10th dimensional will force, 9th dimensional time pulsations, 8th dimensional code coordination, 7th dimensional harmonics or rays or types of colors of light that implement on a 6th dimensional grid of infinite geometric archetypy, and things like Fibonacci are from there. And then there's the 5th dimensional sort of field, unified field of light, which it imprints onto. That's where physicality sort of first manifests, in the 5th dimension. That's tangibility. Then there's the 4th dimension, where energy goes tangential. You get your emotionality. So you have the thought of the 5th dimension, and you empower it with a 4th dimensional emotion, and you empower your thoughts. Then you go into a 3rd dimensional zonal reality, which is your life, your mind, your soul mind, and that's the part they don't have. And because they're missing all of what we just mentioned, the upper dimensions within themselves. They are only the surface of the 2nd dimension, the flat land, or one-dimensional sort of atrophy, and they're completely mindless. So yeah, just a quick summarization there. So do only organic portals get demon infected? In my opinion, no. A negative soulless human has a lot of void. I was going to make a video how to fill the void, but let's just mention it now. That sort of void that people feel, and we all feel it, we're always trying to fill some sort of void, and Buddhists talk about, there's no need to fill a void. That's because they've filled their void with so much virtue as knowledge. And, Socrates, the famous philosopher, he said virtue is knowledge. And we know that knowledge is power, not the implementation, but knowledge itself is power, because you can wield it however you will. And so in my opinion, the negative souls also get demon infected, and they have a large void, so it can be hard to tell who's who. I've actually made a video, the difference between organic portal matrix agents and negative souled humans, so we're not going to go deep into that now because I've made a whole video on it, something like half an hour, 20 minutes long. So look through the playlist, the Organic Portal Legacy list on my YouTube channel. Benjamin Kauenberg, my name. This channel that you're listening to. Anyway, so yeah, positive souled humans can have demons attached, demons come through them, and so on and so forth. If you drink a lot of alcohol, you get your... Well, I made a video recently called Organic Portal Society 4. Alcohol means al-Kul, comes from Arabic, and al-Ghul, a ghoul, is like a body-eating spirit. So there's many ways we can get infected. These are all just matrix infections. That's why I said infected here, because they're like viruses on a computer. This is kind of, people are saying that reality is a simulation, and that's why I'm saying it like this. That these are infections. These demons are things without time cells or bodies, which comes around in a third-dimensional setting, pardon me, which comes around in a third-dimensional setting or zonal reality. Just like your cell is a little body with organelles, you're a cell of the larger humanity body with organelles. You've got organs. So it's fractal and reverberated. So yeah, negative souled humans most definitely can get infected by demons as well, and often have very bad stuck on demons, or are followed by a lot of demons, like I think it's that movie Donnie Darko where that happens, right? Where he sees suddenly everyone getting followed by like a cloud of demons. So that most definitely happens, and you can see that if you can see people's aura, you can see things moving in it sometimes. So if you want to get good at seeing aura, you've got to get kind of still, and you've got to get within yourself and meditate a lot and grounded. You need to get the positive charge off you, because positive charge is associated with pain. All pain is positive charge, and it's like a static in the way. I like to use this analogy. Positive charge is like the static on the TV. You know where you switch to a channel where it's got static overlaying the picture, which would otherwise be the channel you were viewing on the TV, and you might watch your favourite show? Well, that static is like the positive charge, and it makes things harder to see. So you've got to get grounded on the ball of your big toe, the K1, kidney 1 meridian. And I've talked about that already. I've made several videos on that. Negative entity energy removal video, and another video, there's another video I've talked about grounding. Anyway, I do actual grounding videos. There's like 5 grounding videos I've got on my channel, separate from this Organic Portal Legacy playlist. So anyway, yeah, you can see it in people's behavioural patterns, and negative souled humans, they're negative. They're not contributing to humanity. They're not positive souled vectors. Like myself, I'm trying to contribute to humanity. Look at all this contribution here, yeah? Ideas and memes and so on, and knowledge, and implementing higher knowledge and so on. But the negative souled human does not do that. So that's the difference between a positive souled human and a negative souled human. The negative souled humans are negative, as in contracting, taking away, and not adding to, not adding unto. And that's the difference between a negative and positive souled human. Organic portals are like inert They're also negative, basically, but they're soulless. So this is the idea about the organic portal, that they're a soulless human or a spiritless human. In the way, look, there's a reiteration of the theory that they're not soulless because they have the one soul of the matrix itself. But, you know, for Pete's sake, or, you know, to make things a bit easier, we say that they're soulless because they're spiritless, and they don't have their own spirit, their own higher self, their own id, which is steward of the light body. They are only the ego, which is steward of the body, and how you know whose mouth to put the spoon in to feed at night. So you're not meant to get rid of the ego, you're meant to make your ego porous, by the way. So yeah, they don't have higher self coming through them, and that's essentially what an organic portal is, and that means they're like an empty vessel, and they're at any moment able to be infected by a massive entity, like really large entities, upper dimensional evil entities, so to speak, just like in the movie The Matrix, where they're just driving along and suddenly, like they're just a person in a truck driving along, and then suddenly that person sees Neo, the star of the movie, a positive souled human, obviously, because, you know, organic portals are like the backdrop people in a movie. And suddenly this person in the movie Matrix will see Neo or something, or Trinity or Morpheus, and then morph into what? An agent of the Matrix, which is basically what people are saying the demons are. Okay, so that now you see it all coming together. So just check people's behavioral patterns. Are they giving knowledge, higher knowledge? Now it's harder for a souled human. Have I spelt that right? Virtue. Anyway, whatever. It's harder for a positive souled human to express demon energy because they've filled the void with virtue. Every day I'm studying, every day I'm trying to think with higher knowledge, so I don't have as much empty space for an infection to come into. And actually, knowledge acts like a kind of firewall and antivirus software. Basically, your knowledge acts like an antivirus software, so there's not just a void to be filled in any instance as easy. Okay, so that's pretty much this video. I'm Benjamin Cowenberg from consciousazine.net. Go have a look at the massive website and you'll see what I mean. I keep myself busy with knowledge and just trying to figure things out, and the more you become knowledgeable, you become more virtuous. And I think that's why Socrates said virtue is knowledge, because it seems to me as I build my knowledge I become more virtuous, and this allows for less space of demonic infection. consciousazine.com Chronicles.